Hi, I'm Brandon. I love Hallmark car movies.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark car movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark car movies, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hi, everybody. How are we?
Oh,
Hello there.
boy.
It's great
Fran,
to be. It's
It
great
is.
to be here today, everybody.
So good to be here.
I know it hasn't been long, but it feels like
It
it's
has.
been
feels
a while.
like
I
it's been a
flew
while.
back every day from London.
I know.
You know that.
It feels like
Business
it's been a while.
expense.
We have an audio proof of it.
Yes. You did a diary. You
I did a diary.
a travel diary.
It's the episodes
Go ahead and
that we
cue
did.
that clip.
Dear diary, I'm flying back from London again. I miss my friends. I miss my boys. I guess I miss Aaron too. It's good to be back in the studio and away from my family. Go America. Red, white, and blue.
Oh,
Signing out.
beautiful
And-
for space.
Ba-dum, bum, ba, 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 bum. Bum,
Remembrance
ba, 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 bum.
on purple mountains of majesty. Oh, above the fruit.
Play ball!
America.
Get your hot dogs here.
Oh, don't say Ice cold Coke here.
You know what's wild about that video diary that we totally did record is that at one point I had you guys sing and I made the drums front and center. I was like, the only way that I can show you how much I miss America is if I can do the drum rolls on the snare.
Yep. Louder than everybody else.
Yeah. I'm glad we had that.
Yeah, well,
beautiful.
Because people would have thought maybe I didn't fly back from London
They would thought.
if we didn't do that.
We have the proof
That's right.
in the pudding.
That's right.
You know what else we got
What's
that's
that?
Something
real
in the mail?
is another letter from Linda Rink.
They
is
just keep
very-
And
coming.
this came in before
Oh.
spring break.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa,
Oh, we got more people
there is
mad.
a
This one's
lot.
Can I have the note?
annotated.
I'll read the
This
note.
has
Oh,
this
there's-
has
Oh, there's
instructions.
a lot going on here. You read the note.
This has
Dan.
instructions for us to follow.
Sure does.
Dear Aaron. All right, well, this is from February 20th, 2024, so it's a little dated
this
at
one
this point.
says from Deck to Deck to Hallmark.
Is that the same date? These are sent together.
This is
February
Dear Aaron,
20,
thank you so much for the Christmas card. It
Aw.
is in a place of honor. Yes, the front of the refrigerator.
say
I
the bathroom.
appreciate your thoughtfulness. Linda, did you send her a Deck the Hallmark Christmas card? Is that what happened?
Just Linda, right?
I thought we'd be pen pals now.
I love
do
it.
like that.
Great. Well, she says thank you.
Dear Deck the Hallmark boys, here's a nice pic from the VIP screening of The Way Home premiere, but calling it a VIP event? Are you kidding me right now?
Give me right now.
If it was a VIP event, then Dan, Bran, and Ryan would have been there. Sorry. Now that would be a VIP event. Merry Christmas, Linda.
Man, Linda's the best, guys.
Here it is. Oh, yeah. Look at them. Look at them. Right,
It made People magazine,
And I do
huh?
appreciate she did some arrows.
In case
She
we
sure
were
did.
confused
Really nice.
and thought maybe that Birds of a Feather were from that event.
Yes.
Can I see it? I'd like to see
yeah.
it.
I'll
And
pass this
then
one
here
down.
is what
How else am I
Allison
gonna-
is up to. Just thought you'd like
Just
to
follow
know.
the arrows, Dan.
Allison's
Nick
what she's
Cannon
been.
in a bathrobe?
Yeah,
All right,
that
yeah.
has nothing. No, but look at the arrows.
follow
Yeah,
the
the arrows
Dan,
are what's
Come
important.
on,
Yeah.
don't be
Yes.
distracted.
Allison Sweeney shares what she's what
Finally.
entertainment she has been obsessed with lately. The
Deck
movie
the Hallmark?
Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun was a huge part of my childhood, which is and this is the best sequel. It was the first movie I
It's
saw
the
in
only
theaters
sequel,
after
isn't
the
it?
pandemic, and it felt amazing. I think like the best sequel
Ever of any sequel.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
that's a
If you
cool
say so.
D2 would like to have a
that's
word
a
with
cool
you,
cat.
Allison Sweeney. Music. I'm old school. If I was to play a whole album, it would be a U2 or Counting Crows. That's my vibe.
Man.
TV. I love season 5 of Fargo. John Hamm and Juno Temple are amazing.
I stopped watching after 3, I bet. I guess I need to get back on the horse.
Oh no, guys! Bad news here.
Oh, no.
Please no.
Book. I just finished Pride and Prejudice. There are
Oh,
certain
my
moments
gosh.
in each
Stop,
of Jane
stop.
Austen's books that are my favorite and feel like I could go back and read.
It's clearly doing some press there.
I really appreciate this, Linda. I didn't need
Linda-
the extra Jane Austen, but this is just above and beyond.
just
per
keeps
usual.
As
coming
per
up.
usual. How would we ever find out this information or be able to read People magazine if it weren't for these clippings
From
that show
Linda,
up?
I love that. very
from
nice.
Linda. Thank you so much, Linda.
You might be wondering, how do I keep up with all the stuff that the boys are going to be reviewing? Well, one, follow us on the social medias at Hallmark Podcast, and then go get yourself some Philo, philo.tv/DTH. You'll be able to watch us do this show every single day, and also watch, I would say, a good 99% of the stuff that we cover on this show. You can find on Philo.
You did pitch that as their new slogan.
Yeah.
Get yourself some Philo.
That's exactly right.
They didn't go
for that, but they got a lot of stuff out there on that platform. It keeps blowing my mind, which is why we got the Philo deep dive, Dan.
Oh, love the Philo deep dive. You and me every week
talking about TV.
If you don't have enough of us, you can find more of us exclusively on Philo.
That's exactly right. Get yourself some Philo. I've said it once. I've said it a million times.
You better get yourself some Philo.
Special shout out to the Heinies who are listening today. That listen whenever we review Tyler Hines movie. It's nice to hear from you. Many of you asked, when's Tyler coming back on the show? Heck if I know. We were going to have him on last week, and then scheduling stuff didn't work out.
We
it was
still do
hard
like
to get,
each other.
Yeah,
there has been some thought that we don't. And
no,
that's
love
just,
him. Love him. Love that guy.
Love that guy.
A good
Who
99% of them.
A good 99%.
of them.
You guys want to talk about
Get yourself some Philo.
shifting gears?
Yeah.
Shifting gears. Let's do it.
What's your favorite gear?
Third, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
That's when you really kick it in.
Yeah, it is. You get to go down to it.
Did you ever have a stick shift there, Bri? Did you ever drive a stick shift?
I did.
You did?
I had a Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah.
A friend of mine and I. It was like we shared it. We both had cars, but we bought this. We lived in the same house for a while.
So you just bought a car for the house?
Yeah, we had like a
Is
Jeep,
Brian
a Jeep for the
independently
house.
wealthy and we don't know it?
It's a car for the
Jeep
table.
It was
for
a
the
car
table.
for the table, yeah. And we would just leave it in the garage, and whoever wanted it would grab it. And for a
Was
while,
there ever a fight over the Jeep?
never a fight, but we had some problems with it. One of our roommates, his car was put away for a little while, and he just assumed, oh, no problem, we got an extra vehicle.
Put
at the
away
house.
like it got caught for drugs or
Like,
something?
put away in a timeout.
His
He had some
car was
problems.
put away for a while.
I forget what happened. He didn't have a car for about a month in the winter, and so he would
I
just
hear the
drive
car's
our
on the
Jeep.
up and up though now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
really
He went to
back.
rehab. The car went to
It's
rehab.
back. It's back.
Hey, if there's somebody out there
Try
that
to take me car to rehab, and it said
vroom, vroom, vroom.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
Right
that's too
yourself.
good.
What were you
to
gonna
just
say?
sit there. If you're out there and you're wondering, does Deck the Hallmark need a company car? We do. If you would be willing to buy that car for us, we'd be willing to skin it with the logo of your company.
Yeah.
Whatever company that is.
Wow.
Any company.
So any car, too. If you will buy us a car that runs.
Any car?
For the company that runs, it's got to
Any-
be in working order.
You'd get into a car like a Ford Focus, a little guy.
You're right. It's got to be something that I'm not mad about getting into.
Taller than
Get
him.
us an electric vehicle, and you get the tax credit.
You can,
and
you
we won't
can
even return
skin
it.
with whatever. It doesn't matter. Pup and suds, fine.
Oh, bodies.
If it doesn't matter what your business is.
Bodies?
The
He
company.
just keeps saying skin it, and I just keep thinking.
So you
You
no,
think
we're
it's
not
real
gonna
human skin?
No,
We're
I
not
know
gonna
that it's
skin
not. It's
people.
just what I keep going to in my head.
I'm just saying it's an easy tax write-off
It's-
for you. You
that's
bought
right.
it's advertising.
It
you
is
buy the
free.
car.
It's
We
free.
would love a company car here at Deck the Hallmark.
between.
This is not a joke, by the way. If you're listening, you buy us a car, we'll skin it.
We'll drive it everywhere.
That's right.
We go to lunch all the time.
We go to
All
lunch
the
all
time.
the time.
We'd go even more if we had a company car.
For all
yeah.
for all the double deckers out there that have been sending us weird stuff from Amazon, let's put
Can
our
we
money
talk
towards
about
something
that?
good.
I know we've got Tyler Hines stuff to
Yeah.
talk about, but someone is
Yeah.
sending us random stuff from Amazon.
It just keeps happening.
And it is, if this is a prank and you guys haven't said anything yet, you're doing an amazing
Yeah,
job.
you win, I guess.
We got bachelorette party sashes. We got a creepy bunny. What else do we
yes,
get?
Aaron.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to the Erin cam.
Please do.
Oh,
the Erin
wow,
cam.
There it is.
Wow,
Yes.
Aaron.
We did get a Taylor Swift light, and I would love to know who sent this to the office because I am obsessed with it, and I would like to say thank you.
You're also a little paranoid of it, right?
But that is at least.
It does keep turning itself like on and off, and I'm a little concerned what Taylor's up to.
Whoa.
We also got some, you can't see them, but we got some bulletin boards as well.
Some flat Earth
But
support.
like the Taylor Swift thing and the candle, those are two gifts that are apropos for folks in the office here. Some of this stuff is just random.
Yeah, yes.
Pure random.
Like it doesn't make any sense for us at all, but we're getting it.
Yeah.
So if it's a prank, kudos to you guys.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Nicely
It's
done.
a great prank, but
Yeah.
also company card.
Company car.
Think bigger.
Yeah.
Think
Yeah,
bigger is
that's
what I'm
right.
saying. Think bigger with your pranks.
We love getting pranked with company cars.
Oh, we love it.
Listen, Yeah.
How many company cars could we get pranked with
And
in
don't,
April?
like,
Let's
think
find out.
outside of the
April's
box
Fools
here.
is coming.
You don't have to
Do you
buy a
think we could
new
get,
car.
Four
You think we could
company
get?
prank cars?
You think we could get
Four
4
would be
individual,
wonderful.
maybe 4 separate EVs?
Like imagine the next road.
so many
Road
tax
trip, we're all
credits.
cruising.
Imagine the next road trip to Rama Drama.
Yeah,
In your company car.
we
that
each have one.
spins.
We're each an individual
Yeah.
car.
We do a deck the Hallmark caravan.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're drag racing each other up and
It's
down the
free
highway.
advertising, pretty much, aside from the cost of the car.
If we get a 5th one, we could do Flying V.
Oh,
all the way to
stop.
the-
We get
No,
Ryan
listen.
down
Yeah,
here.
right,
Yeah.
that's,
Man.
Listen.
We'll take one. Let's not get greedy, guys. We'll take one free company car.
Hey, the double deckers love pranks. That's
They
all I'm
love
saying.
pranks.
Yeah.
They love
It'd be
pranks.
a funny prank, guys.
What if we got the Wiener Mobile? Wouldn't that be funny?
Hilarious.
Yeah.
we all sliding in that Wiener, having a good time?
Have you seen
Put
the
some
inside of
mustard
that
on it?
car?
Huh?
Have you seen the inside? of that
No.
car? I think we could road trip to Rum and Drop.
Really? It's
comfy?
roomy?
It's like a party in there.
Woo!
I like the
Someone
idea
hook
of
us
that.
up with that Wienermobile. Speaking of vehicles, let's shift gears and talk about shifting
What's your favorite
gears.
year?
It originally aired on
The best
Hallmark
one.
Channel on March 23rd, 2024, and it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off with Jess.
We got a lot of brand there.
Is it too much?
Jiminy Christmas.
Is it too much?
I love it. No, I love it. It's great. If you're watching on Philo, you were a
Aaron,
HD
maybe
with
bump
brand.
it back a little
More
bit. Maybe
brand
bump
than
it
you
back a
paid
little
for.
bit. The movie
Yeesh.
kicks off with Jess. She works on classic cars. And she's cool. Then we see a hunk riding a hog. His name is Luke. He's rocking a suit, but don't let that suit fool you. The dude knows cars. He even helps a guy on the side of the road and then just goes on his way, gets back on that hog. Easy peasy.
George Michael.
Lemon squeezy. Jess is poking around on a dating app, but she's picky. Late model Bronco, forget about it. So you're not going to get a date with her. Luke shows up to the office. He's running late, grease all over his shirt. He walks into the board meeting just as the meeting is over, and now he has to get a little bit of a talking to from his dad. His dad's like, hey, were you helping someone with their car again? And he's like, sorry. His dad wants to acquire Barrow's auto shop, which happens to be Jess's family's auto shop. And he says something about, are you sure you want to do that given the history? So I'm sure.
What history?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
We'll never find out. They never meet in the
man.
movie, believe it or not.
Jess goes to the bar with her friend and sees some keys on the floor. Guess whose keys they are? It's Luke's. And it is clear that they have a past. We find out that Luke's dad cut Jess's dad out of his company, Tune Up Wiz, which is taking over the world. She tells her friend Terry that Luke knew the plan all along and said nothing to her. There's no coming back from that. That's what I've always said when I tried to cut Dan out of the business. The next day, Jess is at work and this TV host shows up. It's a car restoration show and they'd love for her to be a part of it. It's going to be a competition. Winner takes 50 grand.
50 large.
And I got to be honest
Fix
with
a
you,
lot of garages.
that amount sounds pretty nice, and it sounds especially nice when we find out that the shop's gonna have to shut down unless they get around $50,000.
50,000.
So they're gonna
Yeah, if it
need
was
to get that
80,000,
money.
it'd be just
Go
a
ahead.
depressing
what's the
story.
point?
Yeah.
So guess what, though? She shows up at the competition, and guess who is also there? It's Luke. He's a last-minute fill-in.
You didn't even let me guess.
Oh, sorry. Guess who?
Luke?
Sorry.
Never would have guessed it.
The first competition, things don't go great. Luke's kind of being a dummy and is getting his wires all crossed, literally. The next round's trivia. She's doing okay, but then she gets really nervous towards the end of the event, which is actually a really interesting time to get nervous, seeing as how you have the whole event to be. It doesn't matter. She does get nervous. Her friend Terry overhears the host and producer talking about how she's not going to go very far in this competition if she's going to keep getting nervous. The next round, she's teamed up with Luke. It's a team round.
It's classic team
Yeah.
round.
Points are
Tripled for craftsmanship.
for craftsmanship. That's
If
exactly.
the craftsmanship was good. If
the
not, single
craftsmanship,
points.
craftsmanship is good,
Yes.
and it's going to keep her in this competition. Thank God. So afterwards, he calls his dad and is like, hey, man, really think that you should reconsider acquiring that auto shop because of, the past and whatnot. And he's like, hey, I think you're letting your feelings cloud your judgments.
Hate
And
when that
maybe he's
happens.
right, because feelings, they're popping. They spend time dancing together by a baseball field that I'm sure matters to them. But then they kiss on a bench, and we love that. They're kissing, the sparks are flying. She's feeling real good about the competition and about the fact that she's now with Luke, and it's nice. We like this. This is good. It's not good, everybody. Here's the thing. She paints her car for the final competition. And she leaves, and she overhears Luke having a conversation with her dad about buying the shop. She's real mad. This is history repeating itself. Then his paint gun malfunctions and sprays red all over her blue car.
I think it was a switch of that.
Switch it, reverse it, whatever.
Blue all over the red.
It is all such bad news. Luke feels awful
like a blue
about
wave.
this. And so he goes to tell his dad, hey, man, I don't like what you're doing here, so I'm quitting. It's quitting time.
It's quitting time.
Walk on out.
You better get yourself some Philo.
His dad shows up to talk about this with
evolved to
her,
a
with
threat.
Jess. It's like, hey, Jess, my son, he's a real good guy, unlike me. I'm a real piece of work.
No good, B.
But my son is actually really awesome, so you should give him a chance. So she goes to talk to him, and he's like, hey, I'm really sorry about the paint. I'm actually going to resign from the contest. I quit my dad's business. Really, if there's anything else I can do to possibly make things good with you. And she's like, don't worry, little fella. I don't want you to.
She does. She calls Tyler little fella.
Which
in
I
the
thought was
movie.
offensive, Tyler, by the way. I would have asked for that to get cut out, but what can you do?
Big fella.
So she's like, I don't want you to quit. I want to beat you fair and square, which she does. She turned the lemons into lemonade, like the old saying goes, and made the old car look real good with both colors.
It's a blue and red
A little
combo.
Blue and red combo. That's exactly right. She gets the money. She saves her dad's shop. And she and Luke are going to get their own TV show where they can kiss in between takes as much as they want to. And that, my friends, was Shifting Gears.
We did it.
We did do it. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to break this movie down here on Deck the Hallmark.
Oh, that felt good, guys. Woo! Back in the saddle there.
Welcome back, friends, family.
Enemies?
What?
Did you say babies? Or
I said enemies.
So
What did
did
you
I.
say?
We both said
We
enemies?
both said enemies, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. But all are welcome.
Yeah.
So
If you're listen,
We know the haters are taking
we
notes.
have enemies that listen to the show regularly.
Yeah.
How else do we get bad reviews?
Yeah, that's right. There's no
I
other
listen to Deck
possible
the Hallmark.
explanation.
I listen to Deck the Hallmark daily. They suck. Hope tomorrow's episode's better.
There's no possible explanation. Like, our show's flawless.
It's flawless.
It's a flawless show.
And it's scripted like
yeah, down
To the hilt.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's all
Bound,
research
down,
too.
Bound to the hilt with Terrell.
oh, hello everybody.
Hey, Terrell.
I'm Terrell. Welcome
I'm Beryl.
to the hilt with Terrell.
And Beryl.
It's not in the name.
I'm a part of it.
Beryl.
I'm a part of it.
Beryl.
I just want to be a part of it.
Beryl.
There's no barrel. To the hilt with Terrell.
Beryl.
Barrel too.
Oh, wow. That's good.
That's terrible.
And you're right. That was what 13 and a half seconds, just like we planned. So that
That's
was right on schedule.
Exactly. That's all that was. It felt like an
It probably
eternity.
was more.
It's time for the hot take. It's where
We
we
might
share.
be over schedule right now.
Oh, we got to catch up. Brian, do your best here, buddy. I know your stuff.
Okey-doke.
It's time for the hot take. It's where we share exactly how we felt about this movie. We do not hold back, and I'm going to start with you, Brian. Brian, what do you think about Shifting Gears?
I thought Kat Burrell and Tyler were really good in this movie. I obviously, like, I need more restoration. I need more time inside these old cars on that leather
happening
on the screen. Yeah, who is liking? How did that happen?
What in the world
Stuff
just happened?
is happening on screen. That
If you're watching on Philo,
I don't actually
getting
know
a
if they
show.
can see it on Philo.
This is
Let's just
bubbles.
move on.
all
And
right,
Sorry,
so
go
anyway,
ahead.
that was obviously
Might have been a Facebook thing.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that was
Cool.
planned.
So a like right over my face.
Yeah.
A big thumbs up on
It
my
was
face.
actually an improvement.
Yeah. Oh,
looks
got him.
So I needed more Like, I wish they were more just sitting in the car cruising, like listening to oldies in the car. That would have been great. I realize I really like the classic cars versus new. Everything's automated. You don't even have to drive anymore. I would prefer that. A car
Back in my day.
yeah, back in my day, I actually had to turn the engine on. And they took a nice nature walk when they were all stressed out, like we do around here.
Yeah.
You remember that scene?
Oh,
That
we're
was-
big in the nature
We just go
walks.
outside.
Yeah.
We just find a stream. We walk along it. We discuss our problems.
Sometimes it takes us a while to find a stream because there's be a different stream every
Yeah.
time, which is a
Yeah.
weird rule that Brand put in place, and I don't
it's
know
tough. It's tough. We're not in a good place for that.
No, we're not.
England. So yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It was a tough watch just in general. I was coming off a long road trip myself that
why. You
day.
didn't like the movie and you're
So-
blaming the road trip.
No, it's not.
Just say it was a bad movie.
It was a tough.
Just
tough
tell the
day.
heinies who are listening
It
that
was
this
a
movie wasn't
tough
any good.
Day behind the wheel for me, and to go from that to watching a movie about cars and driving was like, oh man, can I just get off the road for 10 seconds, please?
And if
So,
it wasn't for that, he'd have liked it, guys. I promise.
yeah, if I had just been not driving all day,
If you've been not driving, or if you've been driving
the
the company car with the logo,
cut
your
back-
business
yeah,
logo
not to
skinned on
keep
it. Yes.
harping on this, but company cars.
We'll pay to get it skinned. Like you buy the car, we'll pay to get it skinned.
no matter what it says, we'll drive it around.
That's right.
So yeah,
I mean, within reason.
No,
we know
come
it's
on.
no profanity. We would never around here, obviously.
Aaron would.
And it's
Aaron would, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Aaron would.
Unbelievable sometimes.
So this movie starts off with our guy Sweet Tea,
Sweet Tea.
riding on a motorcycle, takes his helmet off, has a kerchief on, takes that off, takes his suit jacket off, and at that point I'm like, this is the best movie ever made. And then from there it comes down a smidge.
Yeah, a lot.
But overall, I thought it was good. I had a good time. I liked the competition aspect of it. I do wish that the rules were a little bit more concrete and
Fair.
that the points mattered.
Well-
But I liked I wish like I understood the competition. Like I felt
It
like we
isn't.
had something there.
Yeah.
I felt like we had something
Yeah.
there with the competition, and we like just didn't really give it the time. And like, the like we've seen a lot of these elements before, where, hey, something happened in the past. It's never going to happen again. I'm a good guy. And then that same exact thing begins to happen. And you're like, oh no. But overall, I thought it was a good time. I thought the cast was fantastic, overall. And so, yeah, I'm pleased with it.
Yeah, this movie, unfortunately, is not good at all. And I will say this. I think the direction is great. We interviewed Crystal Lowe, and they do a lot of fun things you don't see in Hallmark movies. You do the split screen. They had some really fun shots while they're detailing these cars. Tyler Hines and Kat Barrel are more than capable. Kristen Booth, nice to see her. But it's kind of a real basic B of a plot. I mean, if you take out car detailing and put in baking, we've seen this movie a dozen times. It is such a paint by numbers, no pun intended, Hallmark movie that it's unfortunate. It plays by every rule that Hallmark movies play by, as like refreshingly new and different as the direction is. That's how stale and old the plot is, down to the fact that the competition doesn't make any sense. Not a great use of Tyler Hines, in my opinion. I think they've started to really play it safe with this guy ever since Unexpected Christmas. I feel like he kind of just plays the same guy over and over again, and he's capable of so much more than that. So yeah, I was really, really disappointed in this movie. This had Never Been Chris, 2 in a row. Not really my thing. Picture of Her, by comparison, looks wonderful. And so it was a waste of a really good directorial debut, and Kristen Booth and Kat Barrel and Tyler Hines. But yeah, real disappointing. Not a good movie.
Did you say debut?
Debut.
Is that how you actually say that word?
It could be.
It makes way more sense to say debut than debut.
Debut. Now I got a thumbs down.
You know what? It's so.
Oh, come on, people.
It
What
is so
happening?
intimidating.
Does somebody know what's going on and they're not telling us? Brian, do you know what's going on? Be honest.
I don't know a thing about this.
Aaron, do you know what's happening right now?
The only thing I can think of is that OBS updated today.
Okay,
But
and now syncs up to Facebook, maybe.
But is somebody in Facebook giving
I just
us
got a thumbs down for my hot take.
Which I mean, fair. By the way,
absolutely.
I also don't know.
listening?
But I don't know if it. I don't know if it shows up in the final edit. So we'll find out.
Yeah.
Real strange.
It's real strange.
There's a
real
ghost in the
strange.
house.
It's very intimidating to give your hot take and then to have emojis pop over your face
Immediate
when
reaction,
you.
yeah.
It's only Dan.
It's only me. It's
Yeah.
only me.
Do you know
I got
what's
one
happening?
thumbs up and one thumbs down, so I'm net even right now,
That's
which is
right.
really good.
Yeah, you're doing
Let's
great,
see
man.
where the show takes us.
Also, I do think Tyler's had much better chemistry with many other leads, and I think both were good. That was my other thing I wanted to say. Is the chemistry wasn't as palpable as it usually is in a Heinz flick.
All right, there you go. It's time for all the feels, so we share our feels. Brian.
Yeah, man, a lot of good oldies music in this movie, and it paired really well with the old cars.
The cast.
The old cars. And there was one song in particular called My Kind of Heaven. I had to Shazam it to make sure I grabbed a hold of it. I think it was when they were both kind
grabbed
of
a hold of it.
Yeah, grab a hold of that tune. Maybe it was
never
when
let
they
it
were
go.
sitting on the bleachers at the field that definitely has meaning to them from their alma mater. And so, it was the rainy scene at the school. So, yeah, the music was really well chosen for this, paired very nicely.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
We got to see Tyler Hines on rollerblades and didn't think it would be the highlight, but it ends up being a highlight because this guy can rollerblade. And I don't know if it was written into the script and he was like, well, good for you guys. I know how to do this great. Or if he was like, hey, guys, I learned something over the last year, and I'd really like to implement it into a
Squeeze
movie.
this in if we
I
can.
don't know what it is, but
I don't think he can.
Really? You don't think he can rollerblade?
I read an article, and it said in the article that Kat had practiced and Tyler had not, and he doesn't even really ice skate.
But he's blading
they
backwards.
Don't show.
They don't show him.
This is
with
why I want the Hallmark.
They don't show him with.
Yeah.
You never
skate.
see a full body shot.
So do you
of Tyler
think he's
Hines
just walking backwards?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
I do
You
too.
think Tyler Hines is walking backwards?
And when they do show a full body, it's from behind, and it could have been easily been a
Correct.
double.
Yes.
So I don't.
You never see him skating.
Conspiracies. Call me a conspiracy theorist. But
Conspiracies? You call him a conspiracy theorist.
That's right. Go ahead.
I'm going to try to find out. That's what I'm going to do. Dan?
Yeah, I really liked. Crystal Lowe told us she was using color in the movie, and it was a big part of like what she was going to add and put her flair on this film. And you could see it clearly. Like they're very blue and red, and together they make a purple color. And they even do so by what happens in the car. She paints her car red. He paints his car blue. The blue gets on the red. She makes something even better out of it. That symbolism is something we typically don't see in Hallmark movies. As overt as it was, I still really enjoyed that filmmaking part of it. There's
up.
a thumbs up for me.
Where
Movie
is
still
this
sucks.
coming
Thumbs
from?
down coming.
So you're
Yes.
one up now. No.
Do something.
I'm looking into it.
This
Okay.
is wild.
All right.
What a time to be
Is
alive.
this AI? Like you're saying a positive thing, so it's thumbs upping you automatically. It's
Oof, man.
This is creepy.
Say how much you love me.
I love you guys. I loved it. I loved it.
Love you
I
guys
liked
so
it.
much.
I
Love you
liked
guys
what
so
they
much.
did here.
Love you guys
I love you so
Love
much.
you guys so much. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come right back here on Deck the Hallmark.
Deck the Hallmark.
I didn't have time for this.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
You don't sound sorry.
Brandon, you just seemed over it.
Welcome back.
Hi,
Welcome
Ninjas.
back, enemies.
friends.
No,
Just
this
the
next
enemies?
segment's just for the enemies.
Just for the enemy.
Looking at you, enemies.
We're having a good time. We're talking about shifting gears today, and we're going to shift gears into the wait what part of the show, where we talk about anything in this movie and made us go, wait, what? And I'm going to start with my guy, Brian.
Yeah. I do like the idea of this competition, a competition where you get a car, a project car, and you got to build it back.
Kind of like Pimp My Ride if it was a competition.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Kinda.
Yeah, and you got to get it going again. But you're right. The point system makes no sense.
None.
Some days it's triple, some days it's not. Some days there are no points.
At one point, they say they give someone points for working on someone else's remodel.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the first one
Yeah,
that
you're
you're like-
working on teams. You're single. It's real
then
weird.
it says there were triple points
Yep.
for extra craftsmanship.
That's right.
And
And
then-
womanship.
And then this is the kicker: is we do these points, which we never find out anything about them. Then all of a sudden we get to the final 3, not the final 2, and they say the points have been cleared so that everyone has an equal chance of winning.
That's all you can ask.
Why get the points to begin with? Just don't finish in last, I guess.
And then the winner is just named, no one, you'd see there is a judge panel, but you don't hear anything from no
they're
deliberation.
Background actors.
It would have been great if they had clarified that a bit more. They're at the Airbnb or the bed and breakfast, a B&B, not even an Airbnb, a B&B.
Yes,
blasting music, just having a house party. You can't do that at a B&B.
They're going hard. It's like a rave, man.
Yes. People live other people got to be staying there.
That's right.
People who take care of the inner there.
The bass is thumping.
You can't do that at a B&B. Get out of here. And I literally laughed out loud when he accidentally sprayed her car with the paint.
It's just the worst scene in the movie.
I was very stressed out.
It was so funny to me.
I don't know, man. I was very stressed out.
You knew it was coming, right?
I knew it was coming, and he puts it down, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And then he starts filling with the thing. I'm like, no. I was very stressed out.
The amount of gerrymandering to get that scene to happen. There's a literal curtain up in between the two cars. This is messed up. Let me put it where it's pointing around the curtain directly at her car.
Let me put an elastic on the trigger to hold it down.
You've never detailed a car in your life. It was terrible. It's such a terrible plot device.
It was so fun. And the amount of paint
on the
car. It wasn't. It would have been better for on just the front, on the wheel, the
something.
side.
No, it's everywhere.
It's the whole side. The car was half paint. It was so funny to me. And what the heck happened to her car classes? She starts doing this this series on automotive instruction. And she had a big class. You just leave them hanging.
See ya.
Leave them hanging. All right, that's enough for me.
I've got a couple. Rock on.
Yep.
Didn't do anything.
Did we get bullhorns or something?
A couple.
I think Erin knows what it is, and she's just making us do stupid stuff now.
A couple of things.
A couple of things right now for the camera.
One, there is a really cool scene where they're first introducing all of the contestants, and there's a shot where it goes around in a circle, and it's like, oh, this looks cool. I like this. They introduced the 3 people, and then the guy says, last but not least, and then proceeds to introduce 2 more people.
Yeah,
that's not what last but not least means at all. Last but not least, two of you guys who are competing separately.
Yes, individuals, but
individuals. Red, blue, green, and last but not least, orange and yellow.
Your favorites.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
There was also some history there.
There was also an element of this show, which is, as Aaron pointed out, I believe watching it, I think done at a state fair, where there's a crowd for the competition, and they're all up there. And they're mic'd up, and the people can hear them mic'd up, because there's a couple times where she says something a little chummy, and the crowd laughs. And at the first time, she's wasn't aware that her mic was on, which, by the way, gives someone a heads up.
Yeah, come on, give
in
somebody a heads up.
Are you kidding me?
Give me right now.
There is one moment where the guy is hosting up there, and he's doing a great job, and she and Luke are having a full conversation.
You're right. Yeah.
And I guess the mics were off at that point in time. The mic usage.
They got smart with the mics.
They got smart, but then they got dumb at the end, because they once again could hear it. Right. So I don't know. It was back and forth all over the place.
Compression was off the charts.
You just got to give the talent a heads up of when they're mic'd. That's all you got to do. Dano?
Yeah, we've got to talk about the utter lack of grease in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
That is just not present, aside from on a shirt or on a face. Very, occasionally. And I don't claim to be a mechanic. When I was in high school,
That's not what you said earlier.
When I was in high school, thanks, Brian, I worked at a car lot 3 summers. Oh, is that me on recording?
Yeah, we got you.
Is that in one of the diaries from me?
I'm a mechanic.
Yeah, that's
a big, dirty mechanic.
Interesting.
I got sludge all over me.
Sludge, huh? Fascinating. Any more? Is that all we got?
Antifa.
That's definitely Dan. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that was today.
I'm a big, dirty mechanic. Sludge all
covered.
over me. Antifa. Yeah.
I've heard you say all those things before.
I worked in high school at a car lot, and the 3 mechanics there who I spent a ton of time with.
Shout out to
Mitchell, Daryl, Jason. God love you. Haven't seen you in 25 years-ish, 23-ish years. I would hang out with them. We'd go out to eat. I literally, even at church on Sunday, had never seen them without grease on their hands. Like, it is omnipresent. If you work on cars, that is just part and parcel of the gig. It just is. And if you're going to do this movie, either have none or do it somewhat correctly, like where you see it, every scene where they're working on cars. It's kind of the least you could do. The host of this competition show, who is apparently very famous, is also responsible for registration and check-in of all of the contestants and the director of the TV show. Right. So he is directing, producing, administrative assisting, checking in, clerical work, hosting. He's doing all of it.
It's his passion project.
It is his passion project. He literally is like, I want no help. I want no help from anyone. I will take no other option. Tyler Hines' dad in this movie is definitely in Gen X, maybe a millennial. He is 7 years older than Tyler, 8. Like, his birthday isn't all. He's not listed on IMDb in this movie. He looks like he's maybe 10 years older than Tyler Hines. Yeah. It is wild.
Got started early.
I can't believe how young dude looks or how young we're supposed to think Tyler is. Regardless, that was pretty crazy. And then at one point in the movie, the host says, whoever loses walks home.
Wow.
Loser walks.
Not a loser walks, like walk off the stage. You cannot fly, get a cat. You've got to walk home.
Yeah.
I'm seeing in the chat that actor's actually 60 years old. So holy moly, that guy's looking great for 60.
Stud.
Oh my goodness. He's really doing it.
Sure is.
Bran.
You know what they say about mechanics? Like it keeps you looking young.
Yeah, it keeps you looking young.
Yeah.
It's all the grease out there.
Yeah, that guy's great. That guy's great.
That guy's
but who's doing better, that
great.
guy or the head coach of Oakland, who's been coaching for 40 years?
For 40 years.
That was
Probably
nuts.
The head coach of Oakland.
That guy was nuts. 40 years.
Yeah. No more.
Is that it, Dano?
That's it, yeah.
It's time for the Hallmark.
Yep, sure is.
Guys,
It's time for the Hallmark.
It might seem like it's only been a weekend.
It's been years
It's
since
been
we've done
years
the
for
show.
me.
It feels like
it's
been a
time for
while.
what the Hallmark is, where we
been-
wonder what could have been. Maybe have us clear any questions that we still have. What are you still wondering about?
Yeah, I have no reason to believe Tyler can't roller skate, but like we said, they never show him full body shot on the skates,
No, they
moving
don't.
with his face showing and the skates moving at the same time, and he was moving too good to believe that it was like a natural. Like I'd feel like it was a body double when they showed the skates.
We had Crystal Lowe on just before the movie, and I wish we'd had her on.
This
that,
would have been a
'cause-
great
yes.
thing to know. So I just don't. Was he skating? Was he not? Will we ever know?
Yeah, that's fair. So there is a at the end of this movie, they now have a TV show together, and they say, "Hey, we're doing the show." Blah blah blah. They cut, and then they just proceed to start making out. On a set where two hosts are in a relationship, how much are they allowed? Are they allowed to just make out in front of the crew before they start getting complaints? Because they're probably pretty close right now.
Yeah, they're getting
I
pretty
don't
close.
think. Listen, we're all happy for them. We are so thrilled they're in a relationship. It's new. It's fresh. It's fire. You can't just be making out in front of the crew. And I know there's a couple of friends over there too. You can't do it. You have to stop.
There's gotta be some sort of decorum.
Gut it out of your system. Hopefully we
Yeah.
don't see that going forward, because that'd be unfortunate. Dano?
I just am fascinated by this photography exhibition disguised as a science fair. This woman, I guess Kristen Booth's daughter, is putting up her like photography in hopes of getting selected for something or another.
Yeah.
They don't spend a lot of time on this, but we've seen Tyler in a photography movie. Like when you go see photography exhibitions, they're nicely lit. They're on the walls. They're on glass. The pictures have been like, super exposed, or they're bigger or something. For this exhibition, they gave everyone the same solid black trifolds to make your pictures as dull as you possibly can make them, and you just go around to every folding table that doesn't even have tablecloths on them. I just want to know what it was. I've never seen quite anything like it, and I'm confused as to what we're supposed to believe it should pass for.
Fair.
That's all I got.
We did, everybody. Congratulations. Shifting gears in the books. Another one. We're going to be back tomorrow with the episode 9.
The way home.
Ooh.
Yeah, big time.
Hold on.
Yep. I really don't even know where you're going.
Prerequisite. Don't tell me when it's before the
Well, we're
season
not telling
finale.
you.
It is called.
Dude, come on, man.
Oh, I have it. It's
You've got
right
it.
there. It starts with a P, right?
No, it does.
Okay.
It does. How about this? Shush.
Okay.
How about this? Writing.
Writing?
What would you write with?
A pencil.
Or
penultimate.
There you go.
Wow, that was great.
Suck it, enemies. Suck it.
That's
We're back
right.
tomorrow. Until then, maybe we're the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas.
Hallmark's The Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.